Hello, welcome to my new video, and in this video I will show you how to connect and control PS2 joystick with Arduino. In this circuit we will derive the coordinates of PS2 joystick with the help of Arduino. These coordinates can be used in many applications like gaming, remote control cars, flying drones, etc. The components of the circuit are one Arduino Uno R3 board, one PS2 joystick module, 5 jumper wires and one Arduino Uno cable. Now let's learn about PS2 Joystick Module. PS2 Joystick Module is an input device in which a stick is pivoted on a base. Now you can see a PS2 Joystick Module in my hand. Now it has a joystick connected to a base. Now this base has 5 terminals. Out of these 5 terminals, 2 are power terminals and the other 3 are coordinate terminals. Now the power terminals are plus 5 volt and GND, and the coordinate terminals are VRX, VRY and SW. VRX is for X axis, VRY is for Y axis and SW is for Z axis. Now when the joystick is in its default position, the coordinates of this joystick are X is 512, Y is 512 and Z is 1. Now by not moving the joystick and just pressing it, the Z axis will change to 0. So the Z axis will only take two values, which are 0 and 1. Now if we move the joystick in forward direction, the X axis will become 0 and the Y axis will remain the same, is 5 and 2. Now if we move it backward, the X axis will become 1023 and Y axis will remain the same. Similarly, if we move it to the right, Y axis will become 0 and X axis will remain the same, and if we move it to the left, Y axis will become 1023 and X axis will remain the same, is 5 and 2. Now let's make the circuit. So first we will connect GND pin on PS2 joystick with GND pin on Arduino. Then we will connect plus 5 volt pin on PS2 joystick with plus 5 volt pin on Arduino. Then we will connect VRX pin on PS2 joystick with A0 pin on Arduino. Similarly, we will connect VRY pin on PS2 joystick with A1 pin on Arduino. And at last we will connect SW pin on PS2 joystick with D2 terminal on Arduino. So this is the overall circuit. Now let's look at the code of the circuit. So first we have to define the 3 coordinate pins as integers. So as we have connected VRX pin to A0 pin on Arduino module, we are defining it as joystick underscore X is equal to 0. Similarly, as we have connected VRY pin to A1 pin on Arduino, we are defining it as joystick underscore Y is equal to 1. And then we have connected SW pin to D2 pin on Arduino, and so we are defining it as integer joystick underscore Z is equal to 2. Then coming to the void setup part. Now here, as we have to print the values in serial monitor, we have to define the baud range of the serial monitor as 9600. Then we are defining the pin mode of joystick using a function called input underscore pullup. Now this function is used when a module is directly connected to the D2 pin on Arduino. Through this module, we can derive the value of the module and directly print it in the serial monitor. Now coming to the void loop part. Here we are defining 3 integers, 3 variables x, y and z. Now x is defined as joystick underscore x, y is defined as joystick underscore y, and similarly z is defined as joystick underscore z. Now we have to print these 3 values with the help of variables in the serial monitor. So in the first 3 lines of the code we are printing the x coordinate. In the next 3 lines of code we are printing the y coordinate, and in the last 2 lines of the code we are printing the z coordinate. Now in this serial.printing function, in the bracket we have mentioned x, y and z, which denotes the variables x, y and z respectively. As you have defined these variables earlier, these variables will directly take the value from the module and print it in the serial monitor. Then we are putting a delay of 500 seconds to ensure that the code functions smoothly without any interruption. Now I will upload the code in the circuit. So now the code has been uploaded and you can see the serial monitor in your screen. So now the serial monitor is showing the coordinates of the joystick in its default position. The coordinates are x is equal to 511 or 512, y is equal to 499 or 500 and z is equal to 1. Y is showing the value 499 on 500 instead of 512 because it depends on the model of the joystick. Some models show 499 or 500 and some show 512. So now I will just press the joystick, and in the code you can see that the value of z becomes 0 in the serial monitor, and now it again becomes 1. Now if I move the joystick in front, the value of x becomes 0, and if I move it back, the value of x becomes 1023. Now if I move it to the right, the value of y becomes 0, and if I move it to the left, the value of y becomes 1023. I hope you have understood how a PS2 joystick module works and how to get the coordinates of it. So if you are new to the channel, please like my videos and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.